Welcome to another episode of Candid Convos. Today's guest is Misty Buck. Misty is a marketing expert, certified life coach, and an author. She's the president of Miss Inc., a digital marketing agency that has been guiding people for more than 10 years, providing a variety of marketing services. So, Misty, it's an honor having you here.
Thank you for having me, Joe. I'm super excited to spend some time with you today, so thanks.
Well, thank you very much also for opening up a little bit your schedule, because today I know you were recording Marketing Mondays, which is also Marketing Monday, which is also a podcast that you air frequently on Mondays. And I believe you're 2 years in, right?
2 years into it, you're correct.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
For everybody that's out there, it's just the way that I could describe it, it's a 30 minutes of a very fresh and diverse conversation, because you have a variety of guests in there, which shows you just how far you can go with marketing and networking and how they do it, and different businesses do that. So that's awesome, guys. You should really check that out.
Thank you. Yeah, we're super excited about the show. When we started, we really were focusing on just bringing in experts in different areas of marketing. And then I soon realized, well, every business owner does some form of marketing. So I would love to bring people in, highlight their business, and then see what works for them in marketing, because that might help somebody else out, right? So it helps the business owner spread, and the guests, they can talk about their business, but also help other people listening see how they made it. So I'm super excited about it.
You know, that's one of the things that also one of the reasons why we do this podcast is because we want to help other business owners, mainly law firm owners, understand how different law practices are being handled out there, and how they're having different workouts or putting different exercises in place to better their businesses and their practices. So that's why having you here is just such a breath of fresh air, because we can look at marketing from a marketing expert's perspective. And I call you that because I know that you offer a wide range of services when it comes to how your boutique agency works. And you've been doing it, well, so good that you've had, I think it's 4 years in, you've received award after award. So also congratulations on that.
Thank you.
What can you tell us about your business and how marketing is done?
Yeah, so how marketing is done, I don't think we have enough time to answer that question, but my business, we're going on 15 years next year. We're almost on January next year, we'll hit 15 years. So I'm very, very proud of that. I started the business in January of 2008, which should ring a bell for a lot of people out there as a very difficult time in our economy. But I was 26 years old and I thought I was super smart. Had no idea. So I like to say, really, I learned about building a business through the school of hard knocks, because I decided to start a business during like this major recession. And clearly I'm not a dog trainer, because my dog is out of control right now. So this is Mr. Boombastic, everybody. Hello. Hello. So talk about candid conversations. So yeah, so anyway, we evolved into, I actually started it with the intention of only doing freelance writing. You mentioned I have a book, actually working on my second one now. Writing is my first love. So I was actually going to only do writing. And then when I had this time on my hands, because people were not spending money anymore at this point when I started my business, I started studying social media and decided to really hone that in, as that was going to be my point of business. And I always laugh and I tell people, when I first started, I couldn't afford to hire somebody to design a website, and I didn't have the skills at that time to design a website. So what I did is I signed us up for a MySpace account. And so Miss Inc.'s first presence online was as a MySpace account. So that tells you how long we've been at it. So I just focused in on that. And it was something that, I want to emphasize the belief in yourself, because I really believed in this thing called social media was going to be really huge for businesses. And it took me about 5 years before people started believing me and listening to that. So, and I worked part-time jobs to keep the business going, because I just believed in it, that this was going to be something that was going to be big. So anyway, so that's just in essence how we got here. and a little bit about our journey. And then in terms of what I can tell you about marketing is, I mean, gosh, there's so many different pieces to it. I wish I
Yeah.
had one magic secret and then I'd be a billionaire.
I know, I agree. It's so diverse and it's changing so much at the time. Like just right now, like if you are into marketing for our listeners out there, you'll notice that Instagram is changing and the format is changing constantly. And what was working about a month ago today is something completely different. And today, then
Right.
YouTube is trying to do something as similar as TikTok, and TikTok is just a platform that's taking over. So yeah, and I also believe in that concept, which is finding the sweet spot, like the balance is in the middle. It's okay to do many things as long as you find that balance. And I believe that's something that everybody's looking for, at least in this day and age. As business
Yes.
owners, that work-life balance thing is, it's kind of crucial to have, because if it's all work and no play, well, that makes Jack a dull boy, you know? So
Right.
the last thing that I'd like to ask about, because I know that time is short and we're kind of running out of it. So, working environment and future. Uh, I know that you are pretty much in the digital era. You also gotten a couple of virtual assistants from us. I
Yes.
know that your firm is. I have this feeling that your firm is both virtual as well as or your agency is both as virtual as it is in-house, because I have a feeling that you have people coming into your office and you're meeting with them on Zoom all the time. So how is this scenario for you? Because you were one of the ones that started this move on social media, like working on social media. That's, from my point of view, it's almost remote. It's almost all the time in the computer. So it's one of those things where you were one step ahead, and you made a gamble on 2008. We all know what happened with that subprime crisis and that economic plunge that the world took. But 5 years later, there you are. You're in the media, and look out! It looks like marketing has taken like a big hold of what businesses need and have. And then there's
Right.
also a huge virtual setup in order for you to do this. So how have you dealt with this whole gone virtual and using virtual assistants or remote work to increase the size or even the revenue of your agency?
I think it's been, for us, we have I have a virtual office now, actually. So I don't even have like a set um office outside of my house, but I mean, I have use of a conference room and all that kind of stuff. But I decided to, after the pandemic, to use because to your point, a lot of what we do can be virtual. And then myself and my staff members that are here local, we can easily go to our clients' offices to record videos and do things like that. So I certainly don't need an office to do just that. And I think that it's important. It's important for everybody that again, for the culture of my company is very much about helping people have a life outside of work, right? So if you need to take a little bit of time and go do this, go do that, that's fine. And luckily I'm not a hospital, right? I'm not saving lives. So we have the ability to do that. And the virtual workforce has been really incredible for our business over the last I mean, really, we switched to full on remote after the pandemic. I think we've been working with Get Stuffed Up for, I don't know, a year and a half now, something like that. And we've brought in some phenomenal talent from you guys. So I think that's really been an advantage, because people think, oh, okay, like if this person isn't there, how do they know about my business or whatever it is? And really, we're able to make it work. We have regular team meetings. We have all kinds of things in place where it doesn't feel like we're not connected, in other words. So I think you're able to stay connected and you're able to work with people who have different perspectives, which really, actually, it only adds to the service that we're able to provide, to be honest. So it's really been a blessing, and it's something that I was very nervous to take, going fully remote, if I'm being honest, because I thought, oh my gosh, people are gonna say, oh, you work from home, how how legit are you?
Yeah.
And
Are you even working? Those type of
yeah,
things.
are you working? I mean, I know I work because that's how my bills get paid, right? But like, how do you, and I think when you have to be able to kind of put that to the side and again decide, well, what do I really want? Like, what really works for me? What kind of work day do I want? And how do I set these expectations for my employees so that we're able to properly serve our clients? And we're able to do that. We speak, like I said, multiple times a week as a team on video chats, and we do a lot of different things to make sure that we gel and that we are constantly in communication throughout the day. There's lots of tools that help us do that. So we're even though we may not be sitting next to each other, we are constantly talking to each other. So because we're so big on collaboration. And I think that's a good term, collaboration. That's been one of the reasons I think we're successful working remotely, because we've always been really big on collaboration as a team. It's not like, oh, this is your client and you're there on an island with that client. It's like, no. We all, in some way, shape, or form, work together for the greater good of this particular client.
And it kind of is exactly the same way you used to do it in-house, but there's different channels to do it virtually. So that's pretty cool. Now, I have one final question. This might come as something different because it's something that we do with you. I know that you work virtually with people that are your own staff, and also you work virtually with people that are from Get Stepped Up. So with us, we act as HR, we take care of payroll, we try to be there for your VA as much as we can. Has this been helpful to you in any way?
It has been it's been extremely helpful. The talent that I have from Get Staffed Up, I consider them as much a part of my team, if not more, than anybody else. I mean, we have found some really phenomenal marketing assistants, just extremely talented individuals who enjoy showing up to work, who want to work hard, who do what they're, get things done, come up with ideas, are interested in learning and absorbing. So really all the things that you want to see. There have been a couple times where we've hired somebody and then for one reason or another, whether it's another job opportunity or they just decided that maybe this wasn't the right fit for them and they wanted to go do something completely different, that they have moved on. And hiring is always super stressful. Yeah. But I will say that working with the team at Get Staffed Up, we're able to make it as quick and as smooth of a process as possible during something so challenging. So I really think like that's been in such a challenging environment for hiring these days. That's one of the, not only is the talent exceptional, but when somebody, again, decides to move on, or maybe I'm having a communication issue, whatever it might be, your team at Get Stuffed Up has been so helpful in wanting to get things resolved and making sure that we do bring on a new team member and that things are go as smooth as possible and that we have the best match possible. And I have to shout them out. I've worked with several happiness coordinators and they have all been phenomenal because I know I'm super picky and I'm very, very clear on what it is that I'm looking for and what I'm not looking for. And somehow we've always made it work. So
that makes me so happy. And now I can tell them, hey, look at this recording. Like you're gonna like what they say about you.
And I'll tell them, I'm sorry, I'm gonna be a little bit of a pain, but like this is exactly what I'm looking for, and I've been doing it for so long. I know by now what I need and what I want and what I don't want, and like not in terms of even just me personally, but knowing who's gonna be a good fit for this environment and this type of work, and who's not, because an agency is very different than being in-house doing marketing for one brand. It's very, very different. So it just takes a specific person. And right now, the two Get Staff Uppers that we have, I mean, I hope I can keep them forever because they are just so good. I'm so happy.
No, this is the one last thing that I want to leave on because I know that we ran out of time. As someone that's also someone from offshore looking to staff and help people just like grow their businesses and get you more time for you to focus on the big picture while we take care of other things and learn at the same time. Knowing that opinion, I'm very thankful for that. I know the team is as well. So thank you also for your honesty on that. Because if it wasn't, then by all means, just let us know.
No, and we were talking about communication earlier. I'm not shy about communicating one way or the other. So
And I think that's also how it should work. Like you got to be able to tell people what you need, how you need it, because if not, then they're not going to learn it. Like we don't have ESP. But
right. And I think going back to what we were talking about earlier,
yeah,
we're all just humans, right? It doesn't matter where you work, where you live, what your occupation is. At the end of the day, we're all human beings. So that's really what it comes down to. When you're able to just kind of like take a deep breath and everything is not the end of the world or a huge big deal, and you just pause for a second and remind yourself that you're speaking with another, you yourself are human, and that you're speaking with another human being, I think that goes a long way.
So that's how you connect with someone, even if they're virtual. Thank you for that, Misty. A lot of people, I hope that they learn a lot from this, because if they're looking for how to create or truly bond with someone from anywhere in the country or even anywhere in the world, well, it is possible. You can do it virtually.
Yeah.
Just have that consideration, and that empathy will just show. It will just show.
It does. It shows. I mean, in my staff meetings, it's like, okay, how's your week going? What are your weekend plans? What did you do over the weekend? What are your goals this week? What do you guys have? And you'll be amazed. Like someone will be like, oh yeah, I'm going to go back to taking, I don't know, like a music lesson, or I'm going with my dog. And you're like, oh my gosh. And then you sort of like bond over that. So I think, it's important to build that. You can build that culture remotely with like what we'd call like water cooler talk or coffee time, whatever. You can build that remotely. You just have to take the initiative with your team and I'm sure there's ways I can do better. There's ways we can always do better, but I try to take the initiative to really show an interest in everybody on my team, because I think that goes a long way.
Well, thank you for that. Thank you for doing that. I think it helps a lot in the short and long run. But unfortunately, or depending on how you see it, fortunately, we've run out of time. Misty, I want to thank you so much for your words and for all your wisdom. For everybody that wanted to know about marketing, well, the core aspect is still you got to be yourself and communicate that accurately. So that's very helpful to know. So one last thing is, please let people know where they can find you and what you can do for them. Yeah,
so our website at Miss Inc. is Miss MISS hyphen Inc. INK with a K. So miss-inc.com. That's where you can find us there. You can find us all over social media. Miss Inc. LLC is usually our handle, because Miss Inc. just by itself has usually been taken. So we're just Miss Inc. LLC. You can find us there on social. You can connect with me too, Misty at miss-inc.com. Always happy to meet other people and have a conversation. And if there's anything that we can do for you, or if you have any questions unrelated to marketing that somehow you think we might be able to help with, shoot me a message and let me know, and I'll do my best.
Thank you very much. I'm sure you will. Guys, make sure to check out Misty on all of her networks. They've already been shared. So you also know that we got the Marketing Monday podcast. You also can look at that on YouTube. And if possible, look at Amazon for the Athlete's Mental Health Playbook. That's something that I think you really enjoy. So that was it for today. Thank you very much, Misty, and see you in the next episode.
Thank you, Joe.